Hey everybody, this is Craig, and I'm going to be talking today about how to plant pots for your patio or your front porch that are going to be in the shade. Now, before we did a video, maybe a couple weeks ago, about how to do hanging baskets, and we talked about doing sun plants. But shade plants are a completely different ball game when we're talking about doing plantings. You can do some really cool stuff with shade that you're not going to do with sun plants. You can use some really cool textures, whereas sun plants, many times we're really just looking for flowers. In shade stuff, we're really looking at cool, different foliage plants, different textures, some really cool stuff that we're going to talk about today. So, first of all, what we want to do when we do a pot, and you can see we've kind of already begun here, but when you get a pot like this, you want to make sure that you fill it up with good soil. We have the GMB Blue Ribbon Blend here today. But before we put the plants in, we want to make a base. We want to put soil in and really compress that down, because if you don't compress that soil a lot, when you water it in, that plant is going to sink over time. So we want to make sure that we really have a strong base. Really get in there, pound your soil down as a base before you start putting the plants in and doing a lot of the real kind of foundational planting. So what I have here is an elephant ear. This is a very much a shade plant. The plants I'm doing today are kind of shade to maybe part sun. We don't want these necessarily in like just solid shade, but we want one. We certainly don't want full sun on these plants. So in the middle we have an elephant here. Has a really cool texture, really neat plant. This is something, of course, you're not going to see in a sun plant. Then we have a heuchera that has a really like lime green, really cool foliage on it. And then what we're going to do is, as we go along, is I'm going to go ahead and add in a couple other plants and kind of show you what I'm doing. So the first one I'm going to add in, this is an ivy geranium. Some geraniums like more sun than others. Ivy geraniums here are the varieties that trail over a little bit more than the others. The others are more upright. And ivy geraniums are really good for the shadier spots. They don't want the full sun the way like a zonal or some of the hybrids do. So we've got our good base in. We're just gonna kind of nest those plants around. This one here, and you're not going to see it very well because I'm going to be kind of putting this on the back side, but this is a black sweet potato vine. Really cool, gets really cool flowers, purple flowers. Really a foliage plant for the most part. This black foliage will come and trail down the pot, adds some really cool texture, just a really neat look. And again, something that we're doing as a shade plant, we can't really do so much in the sun. And then finally, we're going to do a begonia. And there's a lot of different varieties of begonia. You want to make sure and get a begonia that is a tuberous begonia. There's tuberous and fibrous rooted. The fibrous rooted are the kind you're going to do like just in a general planting out in the yard, in the landscape. These are the kind you really want to do in a pot. And this one here, I believe, is Million Kisses is the variety. There's Nonstop. There's a few other varieties that'll give you a different look. But they do great in a shade environment. So the cool thing, and this is a cool feature, an insider thing, all these pots come with free little soil scoops, which I think is cool. And so we just want to get them all in. We just want to take our free soil scoop exclusively at Grange Co-op, and we want to start filling in around. After we've got this in, and I'm not going to show you on the video today, but after we get this all kind of in, packed around, then we're going to go back and we're going to use a all-purpose fertilizer. This is a liquid. This is a GMB all liquid. It's a really good all-purpose fertilizer. Mix it up in water in with it. There is so many options for shade planting, so many different pot colors, so many different kinds of plants. I would really just encourage you, come into one of our stores, talk to one of our gardening experts. A lot of different options. We'd be happy to help you.